Well, howdy folks, how y'all is? Today I'm going to show a really easy recipe. Now this is for a herb chicken veloute, and this is a very fast version of this. The actual version takes several hours to make, so you have to make a stock and reduce it down and all. And I know most of you people at home don't have time to wait like all day, 12 hours to make one sauce, so we're going to show you the fast version of this classic sauce. We're going to need some chicken bouillon, or this product here that I'm using is minus no MSG chicken base. We're gonna need some thyme. We're gonna need some rosemary. We're gonna need some celery. We need some chopped parsley, some shallots, or you can use red onion or white onion or yellow onion, and some fresh garlic here. So yeah, let's get started. Alright folks, so for this sauce we're going to dice up some celery. We're going to do a really small dice on it, so we're going to leave it in here. We're not going to string it off. So take your rib of celery and just slice it about 5 or 6 times. Get some small pieces like so. And then just mince it, just like so. There you go. You having problems, Mrs. Shea? Oh, frozen. Like so. So what I like to use is a Japanese chef knife for this, for vegetables and all. It's a great knife for doing like small dice on veggies and all. You can keep it very steady, and you don't have the point, so you're not hitting it on something as you're cutting along to throw you off. So it's a great compact knife. And I think I got this one for like 30 bucks. It ain't very much. You can make real nice steady cuts. Uniform cuts. And yeah, it's just a wonderful knife. You like the Japanese knife, don't you, Mrs. Chef? Great little knife. I believe this one's made by Dexter Russell, so it's not like 30 bucks, not expensive at all. Alright, next thing I'm going to show you here is how to cut up a shallot. And these are pre-peeled, but you can buy them with peel on. They're like a really small onion. And since these are pre-peeled, I take the outer piece off. It kind of gets a little bit funky, so take the outer layer off, and then you get a nice, beautiful, clean piece. See, like so. And all we're doing here is going to cut this kind of like an onion. So I'm going to take it and cut it in half this way. And then we're going to go down. See if y'all can see me here. I'm holding it together with my hands, pinching my hands around it, sliding the knife through so I get a nice even cut on it. Like so. See, now it's in strips there. And all we're going to do is just mince it on up like so. There we go. So we got a nice mince in there on that. And I'll carry on. So I tell you, when you're making this sauce, it smells a lot like Thanksgiving. And this Dub is a wonderful Thanksgiving gravy recipe as well. Just throw a little bit of sage in there. It makes a beautiful Thanksgiving style gravy as well, without all the eggs and giblets and all the stuff that most people don't like these days. So next we'll do some garlic. That's why I like this knife too. Just take this, smash that garlic down. It's flat. Go to a good little mince. There you go. That easy. Smash that garlic like so. Take that little piece right there off. whatever left the wrap is on there, so you take that off. Now when you start to slice it this way, it already pre-minces for you because you smashed it. So there you go. Very simple. You don't need a bunch of gadgets and all that stuff to mince garlic. So easy. Alright, now we'll let Mrs. Chef give it a shot. Smash it down, Mrs. Chef. There you go. Go to chopping.
It's hard for me to chop little things like this.
Kind of works out camera angle wise since you left-handed.
Yep, I'm chopping the wrong way all the time.
Alright, so we got all of our onion family stuff done, our celery. Now it's time for the herbs. So with your thyme here, it's time to get ill with this thyme. Go ahead and start pulling it off there now. Once it breaks, this part's edible. This part's like a tree. You don't want to eat that part. You don't want to chop it up in there. So just pull it from the backside. Once it breaks off, this little piece of stem up here is edible because it's still tender. I see people do this with forks and just all kinds of nonsense. It's just, you just take your fingers, pull it through, and you're done. I mean, I don't know why people make things more difficult than they have to. Just like so. Easy as that. Now, how could using a fork on that be any easier? I don't understand people. Anyway, we'll get a pile of these here and we'll chop them up. So again, you just take it from the back side. The leaves are pointed up. With your thumb and your index finger. Give that shit the finger. There you go. It all comes off. Clean stem. So there you go. Got your little pile of fresh thyme leaves. Give them a nice little chopping. People have asked me, Chef, do you cook with marijuana? No. It's highly illegal in the state of Texas. And I don't think there's anywhere you can actually cook like a service with marijuana. I think you can put it in the edibles, but it has to be like regulated by whoever regulates that body. So I do not, I have not, and I don't think I would be anytime soon because I am in Texas. There you go. That's what it looks like right there. Give you a close-up. There we are. Alright, so our next thing we're doing here is some rosemary. Now this one, you're going to go the opposite. You're going to go against the leaves. So take the top leaves off until you get to the stem. You see the stem there? There's a stem. Grab the stem, pull backwards against the grain. Thyme, you go with the grain. Rosemary against the grain. If that makes any sense to y'all. Like I said, you pull the top of that off. Well, you got to handle the stem, and then pull backwards on the leaves. There's my handle, and there's my spout. Tip me over and pour me out. That is pretty dumb. You gotta have fun when you're filming these things sometimes, because this is like a recipe I do all the time, so it's not as exciting to me to show y'all this, but I know a lot of people will love to see this. Alright folks, there's our rosemary, same bat channel, same program. We're gonna chop these up. Rosemary takes a little longer because it's a little more woody than the thyme is. It takes a little bit longer to chop. And you want to get this pretty damn small because you don't want a big chunk of rosemary in your mouth when you're eating this. So some people think this is like, why do I have grass in my food? That's because the people didn't properly chop it up. So we're going to chop it up good. And we're going to, when you think it's chopped enough, chop a little more. This will be pretty fine when we're done. Just keep bringing it back into a pile, like I'm doing there, as you see. And that's beautiful right there. Absolutely beautiful. So there you go. So far we got our thyme and our rosemary in here. And we're going to chop up some parsley next.
Caramel corn and cotton candy. Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Alright, so with your parsley, the whole thing's edible. I usually take the stem off just because it's kind of funky, but just take your stem about there, pop that off, keep your heads of your parsley here, and then go to chopping.
Have you been good this year? Academy Sports and Outdoors has the gifts to make this your most fun Christmas ever. From game tables.
Once we get these stems off, I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to show you how to chop it the most efficient way.
We've got everybody covered this holiday. Merry Christmas from everyone at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Alright, that's most of the stems. Like I said, the stem's edible on parsley, so it doesn't really matter too much. So you try to compress this as much as possible here. And make your first chop. See, I'm smushing it like all together, compressing it. And make your long slices across it first. And then it's much easier to chop than just trying to do it all willy-nilly with it all laying out everywhere. That's the initial chop. If you do that at the initial chop, then this part becomes a lot easier. Same thing as when we were doing the rosemary. Just chop across, bring it back together into a pile, chop across, pop it back into a pile, chop across. Like so, until you're done. There you go. That's all chopped up really nice now.
Here we go. Praise is the category for this next round. There's the puzzle, and Fred will spin.
Now herbs are ready. So I got about an 8 quart sauce pot here, stock pot, and what we're gonna do, put a tablespoon of butter in there, and let that melt a little. And once that melts, we're gonna throw in our onions and our celery. All right, our butter is all melted here, so we're gonna throw in our shallots, our garlic, and our celery. What we're doing is sweating these down until they become about translucent. So this will take about 3 to 4 minutes altogether here. Stir them about every minute. And this is the aromatics here. It smells so good. Just smells delicious. Alright, so we're starting to get a little color on there, and those are looking translucent like we want. They smell delicious. So normally I would add some white wine, just a splash of white wine, but I don't have any. So we're going to just go ahead and go with some high quality H2O here. Vodka? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of times people put sherry and other things in there. I love just a white wine and Veloute. Alright, you can see a little bit of the color in there, and we don't have any kind of coloring agent. That's just from the caramelization of the shallots and garlic. It's getting a nice color on it already. So you don't want to saute those herbs because they'll turn dark black on you. Kind of burn, so I like putting them in after I've got the liquids in. That's all of our herbs. Ooh, that smells so good. And we're going to put in our bouillon or our chicken base. This is 1 ounce. I need a little bit more water. I ran out in that bottle. So I'm going to get a little more spring water. I like using spring water. There we go. That's a good liter or so, a little over a liter of water. probably about 1.5 liters. So just to bolster that up a little bit, I put just a little bit of dry Italian seasoning in there. Then I'll have a little bit of oregano and stuff, and that'll really make the herbs pop. So at this point, we're going to bring this up to a simmer and let it simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we'll go on to the next step. Alright folks, that is smelling delicious. And it's time to add some fresh ground black pepper. I do not like pre-ground. I like to always grind my own pepper. It's just so much better. Just a sneak peek of what else I'm having. Some chicken tenders and some stuffing back there. Just store-bought stuffing tonight. I got this is a badass pan here. This is all-clad Williams-Sonoma. I believe it's freaking awesome. Expensive pan, but like we do stuffing or something, it holds the heat so well because it's such a thick china, you know, it holds the heat perfect, really well. Anyway, I'm gonna throw some black pepper in here, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this kitchen bouquet in there, and what this is like it's caramel color, but it's got like a reduction of vegetable stock in it, so it's really hearty flavor. You don't need much, just a little bit. This has a little color and a little bit of bold heartiness to it. We get a very beautiful color on our stock at that point, and really boasts the flavor of. Alright, so what I got here is just some cornstarch and water. I'm going to thicken this veloute up a little bit, and like I said, this is not the traditional way of doing veloute, but this is the fast, you know, restaurant way that a lot of them do it. Unless you're going to a fine dining restaurant where they have, you pay a lot more money, but you get the actual version. It's just a reduction until you get to this. This is just the fast version. And if you're making this at home, you're not going to have 12 hours to wait for the actual version to cook properly. So this is about a 1 hour version. How long have we been making this chef? Probably about an hour. Right?
Close to an hour.
Slowly.
No, it took that long.
Add your cornstarch in, and cornstarch slurry in there, and let it thicken up a little. You gotta go slow and keep whisking the whole time, or you will get lumps in there. We don't want no damn lumps in our sauce, that's for sure. See that it's starting to thicken up nice. Get a close up, Mr. Chef, without dropping my camera in there. Ooh, that smells good. Doesn't that smell good, Mr. Chef?
Yes, Mr. Chef.
Such a good smell. Ooh, so there we go, folks. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. I'm telling you, you need to make this, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. Make this your turkey gravy and your stuffing gravy, and everybody will be like, damn. Slap your mama. Ooh, there you go, folks. So this would be great with some green beans or some sweet potatoes or whatever you want to have, but perfect sauce for your turkey and dressing. Oh, that's delicious. Delicious. I can't tell you how good that sauce is. Just make it at home. Trust me, you will love it. Alright, folks. Well, thanks for joining us. I wish I had some green beans and sweet potatoes, but I don't. So this will be dinner for tonight. I know it's all brown, but hey, when it's brown, it looks the same going in as it does going out. We'll see you guys next time.